Hi there, I'm Dr. Mia Luth. Today is Thursday, May 2nd, 2024, I think. I'm going to double check this. I do believe that this morning I said it was May 1st. I didn't check, but I was wrong. It was May 2nd, if I got that right. And I think that a few posts ago, a few vids ago, I these are like maxi pads. I think I referred to them as tampons. So sorry, I meant max pads. Yes, these things. Uh, if you are really in a situation where you need to fashion a cast, uh, these things make good filler. If you don't have plaster of Paris and you're not, if you're just doing a temporary with tape, I mean, you can quite literally use these and duct tape. It doesn't necessarily, if you're in like an emergency situation and you don't have certain things, uh, they do come in handy for that kind of thing. But like I said, they're also good for sticking in the shoes, um, because it, if your shoes can keep your feet from sliding, which you can actually try and work with them. Sometimes the thinner kind, just is actually what's it called? I keep thinking carefree, and now I'm thinking about Yakov Smirnoff. I'll tell that story in a second. Um, yes, the panty liners, right? They're thin, so your foot's not going to be sliding, but they help absorb moisture and odor, and you can just take them out afterward. And that way, your the things that bacteria like bacteria are usually on the maxi pad, not left in the shoe. Also helps keep the shoe, your any kind of skin that's sloughing off. Just it is useful. If you're a heavy foot sweater, it can help because it absorbs that for you, and it can give you a little protective layer while you're moving through your day. Anyway, I think I needed to make those corrections. Um, every time there are people who are a little older than I am, maybe, and some people maybe a little younger, who might remember Home Box Office. What's it called? Yeah, I can't remember, but it was a comedy. It was one of the first like multi-talent comedy sort of stand-up hour too long presentations that HBO did, and ever since I know that I watched it numerous times, but every time that I've ever touched or gone anywhere near a maxi pad, um, for yes, menstruation, kids, uh, I think of Yakov Smirnoff. I can't help it. It just happens. Because he's part of his routine when he says when he got to America, there's these, goes to the store and he's all excited because there's, he can buy things, right? He thought they were headbands. It's because it says new freedom, right? I can just buy new freedom right off the shelf. Stay free. Okay, I'll stay free, right? They're like headbands. You gotta watch Yakov, but I can't help it. I can't. They're like headbands. Yeah, so I do this daily. All right. Uh, okay. If you can put some salt saline on there, and it just puts a little barrier, and it takes some dirt out. And yes, yuckies from the nosy, you know what I'm saying, right? But it can also take out dust, bone, dirt. Uh, just something you can do that's simple. Except I did not put my trash can. I don't have game. My trash can's, I don't know, 4 feet away from me. Nope. I got no like home style fashion b-ball game. Which, by the way, I was watching I think free beer. I'm not really sure, but there's ads on one of those internet TV stations, and apparently there's it's not the playoffs, the NBA. That's not cool. They are the playoffs with the National Hockey League, but I understand. I get it. Okay, so the basketball people there are no playoffs. It's not the playoffs. Okay, I picked up on that. Don't really know what basketball jinxies might be or might not be. But if the basketball players on TV tell me, okay, yeah, daily this too. Once, not all the way in, okay, but just the outer. You understand, because there's this little lip right here, and sometimes it can block the backflow of things, help the stuff work its way out. Um, yeah. So if you don't have saline, use regular water. Just swirl around in there and then flip it over and swirl around. You'd be surprised. Just those two things once a day. And for the ears, you don't need it wet. All right. Um, those two things, those two habits, uh, help. They go a long way to helping, especially if you are prone to swimmer's ear. Um, you can tilt your head and just let it drain into your cotton swab. And you can put it on the lip. I forget a technical term. I just had it in my head a little while ago. But yes, and you tilt and you let it just gravity. But your cotton swab, once a little tiny piece of your cotton swab starts getting wet, it'll start drawing the water out of your ear for you. It helps to do that. Save you some trouble. Same thing with your nasal. Okay, it's not just for boogies. It might loosen some things up, but it also moistens the nose, which can help. Not a lot. You don't want a lot, but it can help. And yeah, I mean, you might just take out at least half day's worth of any kind of particulates that gathered in your nose hairs, which that's what they're there for. I just realized my nose is crooked. Screw it. Like, is that anyway? Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time trying to figure my face out. I don't know. It's there. What can I say? Um, so I did get a little pain management relief. I still have to check on that. But it's only really 7 days. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm back to the pain management doctor, and I did get. I'm getting a little relief on that, which is good. Thankfully, uh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, yes, hair hanging high, right? The the entire thing when it comes to that is that you need to do meticulously. There's no good way for anyone to, on the fly, do certain things. Yes, here's something that I'm finicky about. I don't know of any other company, it doesn't matter where I've looked online, but the Goody, okay, I don't know, the logo's there somewhere. Yeah, Goody, ouchless, okay? The reason why they're ouchless is they're flexible at the back. Some people's heads are different there for different head shapes, different hair. Some people have thicker hair and it keeps these things, but some people do not. But people with glasses, okay, so you can bend these, and I just put it on backwards. I figured I was. So you can bend these. Okay, so if you have glasses on, it helps. But anybody's got a pressure point back here. There's a pressure point back here. And some people's, the way some people's heads are and the way everything happened, normal, they press right there. And uh, a lot of times, it other people's hair that might be more voluminous or thicker or different head shape, it's not going to bother them. It doesn't bother them. But I'm one of those. And I know there's other people, that's why Goody makes these. But this is one thing that I am finicky about. Like, I don't want anything other than a Goody that's just like this. Uh, I think they have different colors. I think the last one I had was brown. It did finally snap and break over the holidays. I was vigorously practicing to keep my mind off some things. So I this is the diva finicky thing right here. Just the Goody, ouchless. I think it's called flexible, and I have my thing over here. I'm not an influencer, by the way, but if I influence someone, that's great. Damage free, ouchless, Goody, ouchless. Yeah. Comfort fit, comfort fit, Goody, ouchless. This, yeah. Me, don't come at me with anything else. Just come at me barehanded. Right. I really should stock up on them just in case. Yeah. There's been a few things that really worked for me, and I thought they were great products, and apparently other people did not. I should have bought up, and I did not. But maybe I should like put the budget in so I can buy. Uh, you know, they can run up to $10 or so, but it's worth it. Especially they last. They're not very. They're very flexible. They're very comfortable. Anybody wears glasses, males, females, whatever. Right. Here's the other finicky thing, and I do have a stockpile of them on purpose because the only place that I've been able to find them where I don't have to buy in bulk is this exact kind of toothbrush. This exact kind of toothbrush. Not any other kind of toothbrush. It's a close up. The Dollar Tree has had them for years. And so, yeah, anytime I have extra money and I'm putting things away, uh, like extra thing of what do you call it? Ketchup or emergency supplies or things that aren't that expensive that I can, slowly just have some just in case because they work really, really well for me. And if they stop making them, I would like to, yes, make sure that I at least have a decent chance of being able to use them for as long as I can because I know they work. They're not that expensive. It's close up, and a lot of people don't realize just how good this toothbrush is. They just don't understand. This is an excellent toothbrush, and it's close up. Some people, I don't even know if this. There might still be close up toothpaste, but I don't know if they even still make toothpaste. I just know that close up, this right here, okay, is one of the best toothbrushes you can buy for very little money. The good part there, it does have massaging bristles. Okay, right? These are a little tougher. These little things, they're a little more rigid. Brushing the gums, just even having a few swipes and turns and twirls helps stimulate, um, massage blood to, yep, you want blood to get to your teeth. You want blood to get to your roots. You can stimulate just like you can with massage on your hand and other places. Uh, Close up style. I always use a soft toothbrush. No way. I have sensitive teeth, other things. This. I do. So when I, buy small little things, let's just say I have maybe $5 a month. Um, or 10, 5 to 10, just not much more. I put aside for certain things. And you are supposed to switch them out. Some dentists will say 1 month, but I understand budgets and time and all these kind of things. It's just that this is something that's easy. And the best part is when you're finished using it, those little nooks and crannies and stuff that you can't clean? Well, you don't need to buy special tools for that. These things get in nooks and crannies of computers, good for painters, good for, I don't even know, right? Any kind of where you need to scrub in something. I I've even seen people paint with artists who paint with toothbrushes. Um, so I I give two thumbs up to those toothbrushes. It's you can buy more expensive toothbrushes. You can buy different. They have an easy grip handle. Okay, that's another thing. They're not slippery at all. If your hand is wet or soapy, if you have grip issues, which I sometimes do, um, it's a fatter grip and it has um, it's like rubber skid. We like slows the skid down. I wanted to say something that I almost said. And it was sometimes I sit in the dirty bird section of life. I've said this, a little crass, uncouth on occasion. I try not to do that in front of little children. Anyway, all right. Let me see where it is. My hand here. Okay, there's my phone. All right. Uh, oh, I have not done this in a really long time, but I've been slowly sort of accumulating little supply. Oh shit! Broken mirror. I'm like, and my Fire TV turned on. No, there is the possibility that something touched this remote, so I can't say. And turned on by itself, but I was watching it. It didn't hit the anyway. Yeah, broken mirror. There we go. I fucked this up already. Shit. I have another one. Yeah, I'm not worried about bad luck that way. Anyway, hair hanging. So first, obviously, I had to wait to make sure that I had enough hair, and every I'm not even sure how many years go by, but I I don't do anything special with my hair because I really haven't had much reason to. Anyway, and I just cut off the dead ends and keep it growing straight. You know, try and be nice to it best I can. And then when I get to a certain, I probably would need another foot. And that's gonna take a little while because I'm gonna cut off some more split and dead ends. Take off some, yeah. Anyway, so I have enough now where I can do it, and I use a bunch. It just depends on what's available. I don't have a lot of money. If there were, if I had some kind of working budget, I'd probably be doing better. But I don't really. I mean, it's a little grueling doing it like this, man. But anyway, just kind of has to be that way. All right. So some kind of detangling spray, something slick. People will use pomade. There's a bunch of some will use. I don't even know. Maybe even Vaseline. I don't think I've ever heard of or seen somebody do that. But I don't walk around hanging out with hair hangers these days, so I have no idea. But yes, just to make sure. I mean, it's a frizz reducer, but it's also going to help your anything you use to brush your hair not pull as much. So it helps detangle. So that's the one thing. There's certain places where I think that everyone who does this is going to have a different spot on their head where they might be sensitive if you pull the hair, and where they might not be sensitive. There's certain, and some people know that these and the hairs at the back of the neck. So depending on your feeling and sensation of your own self will be, so it is a little unique to every individual. So there isn't, I mean, everybody's going to do this a similar way, but that's something you have to develop yourself. You can't, you have to go through all of that and develop where you put your hair, what kind of hair rig works best for you and what you're using it for. Quick release, now that's, see, that one is what I'm aiming for, but it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna take a little while because I have not uh, hair home in a really long time, and the last time I did it, I was a lot later and a lot younger. But I'm not really worried so much. I need to test. the, I don't know, how do I put this? This is probably not exactly the specific nerdy scientific term, but it's like the tensile strength of my hair, which, yeah, you'd be surprised. There are a lot of people who may not realize, but there are some who do. Yeah, this is, aside from the fact that I'm smacking myself in the forehead, which I just stopped. You can, and this is just a little bit of hair. So I have to, I mean, I'm dropping weight anyway because my health is tanking faster than I would prefer. And there's no, anyway. So I'm trying to do this before I drop dead. To be honest. All right, because I lose energy. I can, if I get an efficient enough. So what I'm doing is I'm just sort of like building the exact right kind of habits and things that I know I need very efficiently so that it's not a difficult thing to do. So that when I do need to hair hang, it will come across as much easier than what it might come across right now. So yes, you do have to have a certain amount of hair to hair hang, um, in the traditional manner that you have to have. Uh, you can do it with wigs, and if you do, holy crap! I hope somebody shot you full up of something. Right? You'd have to like glue and staple stuff. You know, your, yes, your scalp and your skin is an organ. This is an organ. Okay, it seems weird. You know, liver is an organ, a heart is an organ, a kidney is an organ, but it is very strange if you think about it that way. But it is also something that you can take care of, so hydrating. So some people can't obsess about that kind of stuff, but taking liquid in usually a good idea. Anyway, so I would, I may not have clean hair. I might, yes, if you get a little bit of like, just ambient buildup, um, it's a little easier to work with. But this cracks me up. I got this at the Dollar Tree, and it's Lusty olive oil spray, right? It, I'm going to read. It says, "Caution: hair is flammable. Keep away from open flames, fire, and lit tobacco products. Don't do any Pepsi commercials." It's been a long time since that happened. Well, that's what I'm getting at. You don't know. Read your. Okay, that's why. I. I mean, unless somebody's gonna give it to me for free, don't try and sell me stuff. I'm one of the poor kids because I get sick and my family died, and the celebrities fucked up my life. Just ran off. Can't do this one. The cocoa shea butter does not have a single warning about. Uh, yeah, this one, the Lusty. Hair is flammable. It says caution: hair is flammable. Keep away from everybody, children, fire, cigarettes. Right. Okay. Well, and this also has less ingredients. That right. This is probably a much safer. Candles might get it too close. Take it off the market, man. Right. Anyway, this one I tried, and it's not so bad. I mean, to me, I could take it or leave it. If I really need to, I can just make my own with the spray. I know it's gonna make me sneeze. Ugh. I'm having trouble using my arms, my rotator cuffs. So I did get cortisone shots, and I did get some medication, and there's more coming, and I'm getting all that straight now, so it will be less painful for me and a little easier to move around anyway. So that's the other thing. I have to be able to do this for long enough for me to be able to do my hair right. So I was looking at places online. You can go to circus equipment places. There's some, if you know what you're looking for, you can go to hardware stores and other places. So I kind of know the swivels these days. Those uh, can be fairly inexpensive, but still have. They can hold up to, I don't know, 2,000 pounds or something. So even if I'm wearing, yeah, that's a lot. So a swivel rig for me to practice with, like I think I said, I can't put anything in the ceiling. I don't own this house. Um, and I'm not sure I really would want to. Yeah, I don't know if I trust the, anyway, but one of those hanging bars, people do chin ups. People do chin ups. That's pretty ugly. Well, I know I'm like floppy. It's not as bad in person. I gotta be honest with you. Well, I can't do put ups. Yeah, I can't do push ups and sit ups. There's just try to do what I can do. If I could get a reliable ride to the YMCA, I would be there at least 2, 3 times a week doing lap pool. I know I can swim. I know I can do that kind of exercise. I can't walk there. I can't afford cabs there. I'm not going to give people blowjobs in exchange for services. Anyway, so enough with the hair, right? So basically, I'm just showing you. I mean, I have extra for hair hanging. It doesn't have to be this long, but you have to have enough to work with. And what I have been doing is gently trying to figure out how to keep my shoulders low, just because it's painful right now. So it's not exactly perfectly how I would like to do it normally, but here we go. So straight up, as much as I can get in my hand, and one halfway in. Then sorry. Now I do have something. Uh, People in the military, females. Uh, a military female turned me on to this. This, you can roll your hair into like a bun, and it keeps your hair nicely netted in there. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, okay, but I'm not may not be using it the way that right other people. But what I'm doing is My chair's a little off center, so I'm a little off center. Okay, so I would spend some time. Yeah, it needs to be like a rack of lamb. I need to do the rack of lamb first. Right, mushroom cloud, if you will. Yeah. Okay, so I would not be using a chair like this. It is not an even chair. So anyway, it's close enough for right now, just for purposes. But that is where you want to fuss. You don't. It's not. Oh, it's good enough. Ooh, it's got to be exactly right. Then, okay. So I'm just using this right now, just so I can get rack of lamb. Okay. So I know I would be using the mirror, but it fell and broke. It's okay. I can kind of run my hand and see. I can feel how many. If there's tons and tons of flyaways, I got to do it again. If there aren't, okay. Um, so it's in the middle. Let's just say rack of lamb in the middle there. All right. This one has a little lip, and I have trouble using my hands sometimes. So that is what's happening right this second. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to be able to push it all the way in. But I do know how to actually, if I'm only using one scrunchie, there's two in here. Um, then I can usually maneuver. Like, even if I have difficulty with my hands, I can still maneuver. So I have to start over because I'm all undone. But generally, that is the idea. So what I'm gonna do is painful shoulders. Okay. So I'm basically like experimenting with rack and lamb styles and other things. This one does come in handy. Military female makes it easy. You need to get your hair out and out of your way and out of your face, and so nobody can grab it or whatever the hell. Right. Plus, it's regulation that way. Anyway, some would some some might make you collar length. I'm not really sure. It's probably changed. Not all up to speed. My military code right now. All right, let's see. Yes, this is very painful. Not the hair part. My rotator cuffs, right? Anyway, so most of the time I wear it back. I really never noticed how lopsided like things get. Yeah, just like shit, I'm all lopsided, man. So then the objects would be uh, I have seen someone do this where they start all the way forward and they have this interesting technique, and I don't know how to explain it. And I can't remember the title of it, but it was on YouTube a long time ago and I couldn't find it. Maybe it got taken down. But it was an interesting technique. Ugh. Yeah, my hands are my arms and hands are too weak because of this shit pissing me off. Anyway, just kidding. Well, push through it. So, rack a lamb, all right? And the object is, see, I will twist. Some do not. But I will twist until you got like, okay, I make mine into a total ball. And some people will do a longer, some people will actually weave a part of their hair rig into their hair. And there's no way I can do that with rotator cuff issues and having, yeah, neurological and all this other crap going on. I'm too weak. I get paid to help me and they go do that. And then they just try and give me instructions and tell me what to do. And I'm like, what if I already know how to do it? I can't. I'm not, never fucking, I can't believe some of you reproduce and have children. I pray for them every day. Okay, here we go. That's something else I do. I am also clergy. I'm not bullshit. Anyway, all right. So I have a certain kind of scrunchies that I use. These are not they, but regardless, yeah, this is getting hard. Like I probably would be doing this a lot faster. Regardless, I don't like to do a long, so I like mine to be in a ball, which means like I get a if I get maybe like a metal hair cage, that's just to keep the hair contained, like a spiral. Okay, and there is the reason I'm using two scrunchies. There's one that can hold way more weight. Okay, so I find one of the scrunchies. It's all nestled in there good, and I pull on it because the more I pull on it, the more I'm going to find hairs that might pull individually. Um, but I want to just keep maneuvering until I have like a loop. Okay, I got hair stuck in there right now, so I can take care of that part. But part of the scrunchie is actually the loop. So I have it's looks like a carabiner. I forget what it's called, but it's got a clip. It doesn't have to lock. It doesn't have to screw. It's quick release. Uh, it's not something I would do if I was doing like some big show, but I can't practice really the whole way I want to anyway in this part. Anyway, so I just keep working it until it's good. It's right on top, and the object would be. I like to use hair sticks, consashi, not to hold up anything, but they keep the what do you call it, hair cage. They're spiral hair cages, and it's the spiral one I need because I'll need it open enough to be able to see this right here, back here. It's like a loop. Okay, I have a black one that's specifically meant for this scrunchie. This probably would not hold. This one's not strong enough, my full weight, but that's the idea. Okay, and technically my hair there it would be there would be hair cage, and there would be some decoration, so you likely would not. It wouldn't be up this high, and you wouldn't see it. Okay, so the object is where you wouldn't be able to see the loop in the hair. Okay, uh, but I would have to stretch and pull, and then just there is something I forget. It's like a ring lock thing. I forget what it's called. But that would be what I once I got everything, including the proper breakaway. It just clips in. It's like a carabiner, right? But you just put pressure on it, clips in. Yeah, you don't. I wouldn't need one. I'm that's got certain safety measures on it because I'm practicing like you know 2 feet, 3 feet off the ground, so it's not that important. I mean, I would trust it on myself doing it, but some people might not. And I'm just like, well, I would like that. Of all the things that would fail in that, it wouldn't be that, right? So there it is. And then I would hair cage, and of course, it's sort of mushroomed, but you get the gist. And of course, like you want to make absolutely sure that you do like certain kinds of tests. But I can tell you, like I have this thing all twisted up in a knot, and I am like a weak arm right now, so it's not like big. But I can tell by pulling, right? I can feel it. It's not like it doesn't hurt. It's just that the final adjustments would be to make absolutely sure that I had basically my weight distributed because my hair is going to carry it all my weight. So right now, uh, I probably could hair hang weighing what I weigh, but I don't have choice. I mean, I have medical conditions, and you know, it's kind of not the world's best news why I'm losing weight this time. But I might as well just take advantage of it because the less I weigh, the more chance I'm gonna have to be able to hair hang, and that I know I can still do. Um, right, it takes all the pressure off my feet. I mean, I won't have to be right. I'm not saying I would do the whole thing, but I plus that also helps align my spine. So instead of me doing hang therapy like this, which hopefully I'll be able to do, but I have to. I can probably see my results online for my X-rays, but I'm afraid to look. I don't know, like sometimes I don't want to look. Why are you not understanding me? Pushy fucking doctors are making me just, I don't, nurses and people. Anyway, so, right, that's the basic gist of it. And people have their own situations, but that would be what I'm looking to sort of piece together so that I can just do basic hanging. Yes, just hang there. Like, okay. And then I can start doing movements left to right. So it helps with physical therapy. I'm off my feet. But it also might help me align my back, just like gravity. Um, and then I can start figuring out how my neck is going to fare with all of this. So, um, but the hair part, that's the part you're going to spend the most time working on and getting perfected. That's what you're going to, it seems like a simple thing, but it's not. It's It's not, a lot of people braid their hair. I mean, there's different, yes, things you can do. But for me, for just the basic, simple, because I'm just trying to get back into it. And, mother of necessity, I can't freaking do anything else. And I'm just really upset people may not understand that because these are little blips of someone's life. But the reason why I never really got too down or I could be resilient was because I could just pick up my guitar or play my piano. My hands used to work. And I mean, I don't have keep. I might. Yeah, no. Like I'm thinking, I'm these days. I might be able to afford a little Casio just to have like a little drum beat or something. Yeah, they're pretty inexpensive, but the fact that it's like, if I was really having a hard time, I could just pick up my guitar and practice and work on my calluses and work on a song or listen to someone playing guitar and try and ear it out or and I could work through stuff and then lyrics would come and I don't make money off of it, but yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm doing really well trying to find a replacement for it. So I'll just put some honesty out there. I know there's a few people who might understand, and some people just are never gonna see this who care. But that's how. I mean, as long as I could go. That's how I made it through all that.